Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, we will see this complete IPL project from start to end in Power BI software. And in this project, we will mainly see how to connect your Power BI to MS SQL Server. We will also see how to connect the Power BI to PostgreSQL Server. And if you don't have both, we will see or you can connect that particular to flat file. So not to worry if you don't have this server installed on your computer. I will also mention some links where you can install these particular servers into your local software and then you can connect to this particular Power BI desktop. All right. So now, if you can see on your screen, this will be your final output of the project. And I will give you an overview of this particular dashboard first. So at the top, you can see it's a header that is IPL analysis. And here you can see there is one filter. So I will help you on operating this filter. So right now it is showing the data for season 2022. So when I change this particular filter, so let's say I'm changing it to 2021, it will give you the statistics of all the 2021 season, that is IPL season. So let's see what are the components present on this particular dashboard. So at the top, you can see this is a KPI. There are 5 KPIs. First is the title winner. So for 2021, it was Chennai Super Kings. Then we have the orange cap holder and how many runs he have made in that particular season. We have a purple cap holder, the wickets which he have taken into that season, the total tournament sixes which were hit, the total fours which were hit. Then we have a IPL batting statistics present over here, and we have a different filter over here. By using this filter, you can see the batting statistics of each and every player over here. So we can see for Virat Kohli, he have made total 405 runs in 2021 season. The six he have hit is 9, fours are 43, and strike rate with which he was batting it was 116.71. So it gives an proper insight of a batting statistics. All right. Then we have a bowling statistics as well. We can select a bowler from this particular filter here. We have a search bar, otherwise you can randomly select any one of the filters. So right now we have selected Yuzvendra Chahal. Let's see for Bhuvneshwar Kumar. You can see in 2021 season he have taken 6 wickets. His economy was 7.79 per over. His average was 55 and his bowling straight what we can say strike rate was 43. All right. And there are some charts which have been added over here. You can see first is winning percentage based on toss decision. So whenever there is a match between two teams, whichever team will win the toss, and if we choose to field or bat first. So with respect to that particular toss decision, how many times that particular team have won. So with respect to that, this chart is there. Then we have matches win by venue. So with respect to venue, there are how many total number of matches have been played, and with respect to that, how many of them are won by runs or by wickets or by super over, right? So wickets is nothing but it means that they are what we can say they have bowled first or they have fielded first, and if they are winning by runs, it means that they have batted first and they have defended the score. And if both are equalized, then we can see there was one super over which was taken place on Chidambaram Stadium. All right. Then we have one more chart that is total wins for that particular season. So we can see Chennai Super King have registered maximum wins in 2021, that is 11, and this win is it is sum of all the matches which are played in league stage as well as the matches which are played in playoffs and final match. Those all are calculated here. And the last which we have here is the matches win by result type. All right. Result type is nothing but with respect to what they have win by wickets or we have win by runs. So how many percentage of matches or count of matches are win as in batting second or fielding second. All right. Or fielding first, right? Likewise, we have analyze this particular dashboard. Now, if you operate this particular slicer, you can see with respect to different season, we will get different statistics, and we have it from 2008 to 2022. That is for all the seasons. For 2023, the data is not yet generated, so I have not added it over here. So now let's say if you want to see the statistics of all the seasons. So when I select all, okay, you can see all the seasons are been selected and the title winner is Gujarat Titan. Why? Because it will give us the latest winner who have been like it was for 2022, which was Gujarat. Orange cap is nothing but the total out of all seasons. Who has the maximum runs? That is Virat Kohli. Who have the maximum wickets is 183. Tournament sixes and fours are there. And with respect to that, if you see the batting statistics of all the seasons, right, of his entire IPL career, if you can see for Virat, it is 6634 runs, which is the maximum runs by any batsman in an IPL season. His sixes, his fours, and his strike rate overall was about 126. Then we can see for Bhuvneshwar Kumar as well. So if you see this is for Virat Kohli, let us see. We will see it for AB de Villiers. Okay, let's see for AB de Villiers. So when I click on AB de Villiers, we can see his runs were 5181. His sixes, his fours, and his strike rate was quite good, up to nearly 150. All right. Similarly, we can see this is for Bhuvneshwar Kumar. Let's see for another player, that is, let's see for Amit Mishra. Okay, so his total wickets were 166. His economy was good, 7.19. His average was also nice, 22.72, and bowling strike rate. Similarly, all these chart are with respect to the season. If we are selecting whatever season, we can select multiple seasons. We can select all the seasons, whichever we want. Okay, let's say for 2009, we can see uh, this season, the Deccan Charges was the owner, Matthew Hayden was the orange cap, purple cap holder was RP Singh, and all other statistic with respect to that. All right. So we will see the design of this complete project from start to end. And before starting, if you are interested in seeing the different other dashboards as well, I have built other dashboards in different softwares. So there are some dashboard which I have built in Power BI software, in Tableau software, and in Excel as well. So these are the dashboards for Power BI. This is the HR analytics. This is the road accident dashboard. Then this is the Tableau dashboard for IPL analysis. So I have designed IPL dashboard in Tableau as well. So this is for the Tableau dashboard for HR analytics, road accident dashboard, sales dashboard. This is e-commerce dashboard. This is credit card, road accident dashboard. So now this is in Excel. This has been designed in Excel. Then we have HR analytics in Excel. Then this is e-commerce in Excel as well. And if you're interested to watch these particular videos, you can go ahead, and I will add the links of all these videos in the description of this particular video, or you can go ahead and visit my channel Data Tutorials. So guys, before starting my video, I request you all to go ahead and like the channel, subscribe the channel, share this with your friends, and I'm sure that definitely you will learn something, new ideas, new concepts, how to do it from start to end. All right. So coming back to our IPL project, we will see different steps into this project, and one by one we will see how to solve this and how to prepare this into our this video. So first step is requirement gathering. So in this step, we will take the requirement, we will take the problem statement from our client, and we will try to solve those. Then second is who is the stakeholders in this particular project. This particular project will be useful for which people, who are the users of this particular project. Then third one, we will try to import the data in MS SQL Server. So we have a SQL Server locally installed in our computer, and we will see how to import the data into this particular server. I will also give you some links on how to install MS SQL Server if you don't have it in your system right now. We will also see an alternative way. If you don't have MS SQL Server, I will show you how to do that in PostgreSQL database. Okay. And if you don't have both, I will help you in directly connecting this particular Power BI to flat files. Okay, that is CSV files. So it will not stop you on designing this dashboard. So not to worry on that. If you don't have the servers installed, or if you are having any problem while installation, you can go ahead and directly connect to CSV file and build this dashboard. The next important step, we will see how to connect this Power BI desktop or Power BI software to this particular databases like MS SQL and PostgreSQL, and which is a very important step. Next, after connecting our database, we will clean some data. We will see data cleaning. Then we will do some data processing. We will do some calculations. We will do data modeling. We will try to connect multiple tables. We will define some cardinality like one to many, many to one, likewise. Then we will see the time intelligence function, which is very much important in Power BI to determine the calendar, what we can say calendar year, or to determine the calendar table, we can say. Then we will go ahead and see data visualization. We will prepare some charts. We will do some DAX query calculations. Then we will go ahead and create the dashboard, and at last we will try to generate some insights from that dashboard. Okay, so like how this particular dashboard will be useful for our client. Okay, moving ahead to our next step, it is a requirement gathering phase. Okay, so in this particular phase, we will sit with our client, we will do a meeting, and we will gather the requirements which are important or which are important for them to show into our dashboard. So we have to develop a IPL dashboard for season 2008 to 2022 to have a detailed insight on below problem statements or on below objectives. Okay. So first one is to find the title winner. So there is a spelling mistake here. It is find the title winner, orange cap winner, purple cap winner, the total tournament sixes and fours hit for that particular IPL season. And this will be an KPI. Then to develop a IPL batting and bowling statistics, okay, and add a filter in such a way that they can filter with respect to bowler and batsman to see the statistics of different different players. Okay. Then a winning percentage based on toss decision, matches win by venue, total wins by team in a season, and matches win or matches won based on the result type. Okay. So these are the actual requirement from the client, and this requirement should be, converted into a dashboard, converted into a chart, and shown in the form of particular report. Okay. So this was our requirement gathering phase. In actual industry also, you will be given some requirement document, or you will give given a statement of work where everything will be given, and with respect to that you have to go ahead and build a dashboard. All right. So moving ahead to our next step, that is first step, or we can say moving ahead to our second step into our dashboard, not first, second step, that is stakeholders. Who are the stakeholders into this particular IPL project? So there are many stakeholders, but I have just highlighted few of them, okay, which are very much important. First one is BCCI, that is nothing Board of Control of Cricket India. I may be wrong in the full form, but this is for cricket associations, okay, of India, who will be very much important to see this dashboard. Then there are team owners or franchise owners, okay. Then we have team management who will be going ahead and see this particular dashboard. We have coaches who will see player statistics and all this. We have players themselves who will go ahead and see what were their statistics, how they should play likewise. Then media is there and public, like we people will also be using this particular dashboard. All right, so this was a stakeholders into our project. Moving ahead, like what will be you gaining from this particular video? Okay, which Power BI functionalities you will learn from this particular video, and which is very much important, why to see this video? Okay, so first one is you will learn how to connect your Power BI to MS SQL Server and PostgreSQL Server, right? So it is very simple to connect the Power BI to flat files, but how can you connect to MS SQL databases or PostgreSQL databases, right? So in actual industry also, you will be given some databases, some cloud servers, okay, where you have to go ahead and connect your Power BI. So this video will be helpful for you how to connect this. Then we will do data modeling with three different tables. Then we will do data cleaning in Power Query. Then we will see time intelligence functions. We will create KPIs. We will do some DAX queries. We will do some write some DAX functions as well. We will create and format charts. We will learn some different DAX functions like calculate, sum x, filter, all selected value, return, divide, and extract. There are many functions available in DAX. These are few of them, and there are many more which we will learn in this particular video. We will go ahead and see how to play with shapes, which will be useful to create a background for our Power BI. When we will generate the insight from this, and we will lastly export the report. All right. So the next step, what we have to do here is we have to import our data into PG admin, that is in PostgreSQL, and we have to import our data in MS SQL Server. So why we am using the two servers here is some of you might don't have like both the servers installed, or you may have only PostgreSQL Server, or you may have only MS SQL Server. So I will show you both the ways how to like connect the Power BI to each of the server, and you can use any of the server connection, and you can go ahead and design your what we can see this particular dashboard. If you don't have any, I will show you how to connect to flat files as well. I will give you the flat files in the description box. You can go ahead and download that as well. All right. So before doing that, first thing what we will do, we will import the data in PostgreSQL. And before importing the data, I will show you how the data looks like. Okay, so this is the first file. The name of the file is IPL matches 2008 to 2022. It is nothing but it will give you the matches data, and these are the different we can say fields are there, the idea of this particular match, and you can see it is having unique value for each and every ID. So for this particular table, ID will be our primary key. Primary key is nothing but each row will be having an unique value, and it should be not null. Okay, then this is the city where the match has been hosted. Then we have a date on like the match date, the season which with respect to that. We have the match number, team 1 and team 2 with respect to like team 1 versus team 2. This match have been played, where it was played, on which stadium, who was the winner of toss decision, and who was the winning team, and what by what margin they have made, who was the player of the match. Likewise, this gives us the information of that particular match. Okay, and we have one more table over here which gives us IPL ball by ball, what we can say, statistics. Okay, so each ball statistics is there, or each ball data is there. So if we can see, this is the match ID, and this you can see there are multiple duplicates are there. It means that this will be our foreign key with which we will be connecting our the other table with primary key, right? And there are multiple are there because in one match many balls are bowled, right? So you can see on each ball who was the batter, who was the bowler, who was the at non-striker end, what was the batsman runs, were there any extra runs, right? How many total runs were there? Likewise, all right. So this will be what we can say a ball by ball view of this particular file. So now what we have to do is we have to import this both the files in our PostgreSQL. First, we will upload it in PostgreSQL. So what I will do, I will go ahead and open my PG admin. Okay, so this is my PG admin. So I will just click on this and I will add the link how to install this particular PostgreSQL in link. So not to worry, in the description box. It's very simple steps how to install it. So it is taking some time to open. All right. So whenever you open it, it will ask you to enter a master password. So master password is nothing but whenever you are installing your the PG admin or PostgreSQL, it will ask you to enter a password, and the same password you have to enter over here. So I will enter my password, hit enter. Okay. So here you have server. I will just drop down it, and it will ask one more password to access your particular this server. So I will add one more password. So the same password you have to enter. All right. And now you can see there are different databases available over here. So now there are only two databases available. The Postgre one is it is a by default when you are installing, and this is the extra which I have added. So next, what we have to do is we have to create a database first, right? So in our case, it will be IPL database. So we have to just right click on this particular database, and you will go and create a database. Okay, and here you will type the name of our database. The name can be anything, you can add anything. So I will add a IPL database, and you have to just hit save button. Okay, so you can see this database have been created, IPL database. Okay, if it is like this, you can go ahead and drop down this, and you can see there are different tabs are available over here, and you can see one more tab over here, that is schemas. So I will just hit here, and you can see in schemas you have one more tab, that is table. So right now when I hit button on, like if I expand this, there is no table created, right? So first what we will do, we will first create a table, and then we will import a data in that table. So we have to create two tables which I already shown you, that is for two flat files. One is the matches data and one is the ball by ball data. Okay, so now to create a table, we will create a table by using queries. There are other methods also to create a table. If you right click, and you can see create, you can create a table from here as well, but we will create it by query. So I will right click on this, and I will hit, or I will click on query tool. Okay, so this is the query tool where we will write some query. This is we will get some outputs over here. All right, so in this particular query tool, we will copy our query which I already have. So I will open a document for it. So in this particular document, I have already pasted some queries which we are going to use to import our data. First, we have to create a table, and first we will be creating this particular table, that is IPL matches 2008 to 2022. That is be having an information of IPL matches. That is nothing but this particular table. Okay, so we will come back to our queries. I will just select all this particular query. I will copy and I will go to our PG admin and I will paste it over here. Okay. So I will just help you understand this query. First, what we have wrote here, syntax is create table. So this function is used to create a table into our database. And then this is the name of the table, what name we have to give to our table. So it is the name of the table. Then we can see we have open our parenthesis, and here we have added the fields which are to be imported into our table or which should be there into our table. So we can see first it is ID, and int it is nothing but an integer character type. And this is the primary key. Primary key is nothing but it should have a unique value. There should be no nulls. Each and every row should have a unique value. All right, so let's go to our data. You can see these are the fields which the same fields name we have added it over here. And make sure there is no spelling mistake into your query, that is in the field name into your query and the field name which are there into our Excel sheet. Otherwise it will give you an error while importing our data. All right. So then for city we have used a varchar 50. So varchar 50 is nothing but it is an text data type. Okay, or we also call it as an alphanumeric data type, where you can enter some alphabetical values, characters into that particular field. Okay, so for city we can see Kolkata is there, which is a text. Okay, it is a text data type. So Kolkata is having 7 letters. Okay, and 50 is nothing but that particular field have 50 as a maximum letters that should be entered into that particular field. Kolkata have 7, so it is accepting. If it is greater than 50, it will not allow that particular value to be entered into that particular field. Okay. So you can see for venue we have used 100 because venue name is very much bigger. Okay, like Narendra Modi Stadium. So it is very much big. So we have to give some extras. What we can say words to be entered into that particular field. All right. So now we will just go ahead and run our query, and you can see our query have been successfully returned, and it has been created. The table has been created. Okay. So now let's see our table. We will fire a select statement to see our tables. I will just copy our table name. So just copy this. Control C. I will come down and paste it over here. Okay, so when I run this particular query, so you have to select this and then run. If you select like this only, it will give you an error. So I just want to run this query, so I will just select it and then I will run this. And you can see into this database, the table has been created, but there is no data generated. Only a skeleton of the table has been created. It will be having only fields and the data type which will be used. And you can see an ID, there is a statement here or a wording written over here as PK. PK is nothing but primary key. Okay, so a user can understand that ID is a primary key. So now next step is to add a data into our this particular table. So for that we have one more query. So let's go into our document. So you can see the query to copy all the data table or the data for this particular table. So I will just copy this query and I will explain how this query works. Okay, and I will just paste over here. Okay, so now in this you can see copy is nothing but we have to copy all the values, and this is nothing but we have to copy in which table. So this is the table which we have created, so we have to copy in this, and from where you have to create. Okay, so this is nothing but very important step. So for me, my data or my what we can say path to copy the data from folder is D. Okay, and in D folder I have placed my this CSV file, and make sure it is a CSV file because PG admin will take the values from CSV file only, that is comma separated value file. It will not take it from XLS or Excel file. Okay, whatever we have. Okay, so if you can see, I will go to into our D. I will go in our D drive. You can see on D drive, I have my two files placed over here. So this will be the path for me. Okay, so D drive, you can see this is the one sec. So this is the path from me. I will just copy this. Okay, and in front of this, I will add my name of the file. Okay, and in your case, it will be different. Okay, so this is the path, and in that front, I will add my file name. This is my file name. Okay, so if you are placing your file in some different folder or in some different path, so that path you have to mention it over here in single inverted commas. Then we have a delimiter. Delimiter is nothing but CSV files are comma separated files. It is nothing but a delimiter, and in that particular what is the delimiter over here, that is comma, because it is comma separated file. Then we have to enter the data type or the file extension. It is CSV. And header is nothing but we have to say that this particular file already have headers. Okay, so these are nothing but headers. These are the headers which we have already. And now I will run this particular query. So let's run this. You can see our query have been successfully run. And now let's run our select statement again. And now you can see the data has been populated or copied from that CSV into our database. And you can see there are 950 rows are there. And let's cross check with our database or with our Excel file. And if I see we have 951. Why 951? Because this is calculated. So if you see only rows, it will be 950. Okay. So our data has been copied. You can go ahead and see if it is copied or not. And all the data has been correct. All right. So now next what we have to do, I will just select all and I will delete this. Now let's come back. And in the same way, we have to copy our second file. That is our second table. So you can see in drop down, you cannot see our table or you can see now table. If it is not seeing, you have to just right click and you have to hit refresh. Okay, it will be automatically seen over here. So this is our first table created. Now we will go ahead and create our second table. Second table is what? This is our ball by ball table. Okay, so now we will create our second table. So let's go ahead and create that. For that, we will be using again a query. So I will not mention much time on this. I will just copy this query and I will run it over here. Okay, so my file table has been created and I will copy the data immediately. Run this. Okay, and I will run this particular query. So it is taking some time. So my query has been returned. So let's see our data for this particular ball by ball data. Okay, select start from this particular file and let's run this query. So you can see our data has been created. So we have imported our second file and you can see how many rows are there? Around 225k. That is nothing but 2,25,000. That is 225954. Okay. So let's see if we have the same amount of rows here as well. You can see 225 in count. You can see 225955 at the lower bottom here. So the same count we are getting into our server as well. So in this way, we have uploaded or we have imported our data into MS SQL, sorry, in PostgreSQL Server. Now we will see how to connect our this pgadmin or PostgreSQL Server with our Power BI. And then next we will again import data into MS SQL Server and we will connect that to our Power BI. So whichever server you want to install or you want to practice, it will be an practice for you. And by using any server, you can go ahead and design your dashboard. All right. So I'm just giving you an extra server how to do that, extra database. You can go ahead and do that. So now I have taken a new Power BI instance, and now what we will do, we will connect our Power BI desktop to our PostgreSQL database, okay, where we have imported our two files of IPL. So now to do that, you can see we have an options here, data from Excel SQL Server. So apart from this, if you want to connect our database, you can go ahead and here we have get data from another source. I will just click on this and it will take some time to open our other data sources connections. So here we have different databases are there. Okay, there are multiple databases with which you can connect your Power BI desktop. So what I will do, I will just search here Postgres. Okay, so you can see whenever we are getting here an PostgreSQL database options, I will just click on this. Okay, and I will click on connect. All right. So now it is giving us or it is asking us a server and what is the database. Okay. So we will go back to our pgadmin, right? So here we can see it is an IPL database. All right. And the server host for us it is. So let's go back to our desktop. So server, so whenever you are working in any of the industry, so this server will be provided, the server jump server or this server link will be provided for you. But in our case we have a server name and which is installed locally. So if it is locally for you, for me it will be same, it will be local host. Okay, so local host is nothing but because our pgadmin is installed on our own system on our own computer. So we are using localhost, but whenever you are working in your industry or any IT company, so the server will be hosted by some another firewall or some another your client. It will be hosted by your client. So they will give you the server name. So with that server name, you have to connect it here and you have to name the database. So for us, it is IPL underscore database. So you can see the database name here. It is IPL underscore database. So it will be IPL underscore database. Okay, so this is our server name and we will be using import query only. So we just have to click on OK. So it will take some time to connect. And you can see it has been connected to our PostgreSQL. And we have two files over here. So I will just select both the files. Okay, we need both the files into our this local host and this is the IPL database. Okay, we will just click on load and it will bring the data into this our Power BI desktop. So it will take some time to load the data. All right. So you can see our data has been loaded and we will go into data view and we can see here the data. This is for ball by ball. If you want to see for matches, you can see this is the data for matches. And when we go into our model view, here you can see it has created a relationship for us by default because Power BI is smart enough and in our both the tables we have a common field name that is ID. So automatically based on these two particular fields you can see these two particular joins has been created and this is nothing but a cardinality. One to many join is there, right? You can see here it is one and this star mean many. Okay, means what? One to many join. All right, so we can do this likewise. So I will just place it over here and ball to ball here. Okay, so if let's say the name of these two particular columns are different, okay, if it is different it will not create automatically the relationship between them. So for now what I will do, I will just delete this. Okay, and if you want to create a relationship in between these two particular tables, what you have to do is you should know which are the two IDs or two columns which have same values, which are primary key and foreign key for obviously the joining condition in between these two tables. So what I will do, ID is here and here is the ID, which are the two joining conditions. So I will just take ID and I will just drop it on this particular ID. Okay. So you can see automatically it has been, this particular relationship has been created, that is one to many. Okay. So because in this particular, there is one single ID is there and here there are multiple IDs for that particular match. Okay. So this is the match data where I have told you ID is a unique key where only one ID will be there for each match. And in this particular ID, multiple will be there because for each match, there will be multiple balls balled in that particular table. All right. So this is one to many relationship. And in this way, we connect our database, that is our Power BI desktop to PostgreSQL database. Okay. So this is the way. And now what we will do, we will go ahead and start building our visuals here. All right. So before doing that, what I will do, if if some people don't have power, that is PostgreSQL database installed, I will show you one more connection how to do, and that is by using our uh, MS SQL Server. Okay, so I will just open my MS SQL Server. So I will just go in search, and you have to type here SQL Server Management Studio. Okay, we have to open SQL Server Management Studio. I will just click on this. So how to install your SQL Server Management Studio and MS SQL Server, I will add a link for that also. You can go ahead and watch that particular video as well. All right. So here it is important that if you go ahead and see here, here you have the server name. Okay, this server name is important for us. Okay, that is Swapnajit slash SQL, and this server name, whatever this server name, the same server we have to enter it into our Power BI desktop when we are connecting our Power BI to MS SQL Server. So for now, I will just click on connect. Now we have different databases here. So I will just click on plus. So these are the by default databases which are there here. So now I have to create a new database. So to create a new database here, I will just right click and I will click on new database. All right. So you can see it is asking us a new database name. So I will just click as IPL underscore database. Okay, any name you can give. It will be IPL underscore database for me. I will just click on OK. So you can see new database has been created. I will just click on this particular plus and I will just click on table. Okay. So for right now, we don't have any table here. All these particular tables which you see here, it is a system tables. Okay. They are system generated tables. So now we have to create a new table over here. So for that, what we can do, instead of creating table, we can directly import our table into our this database. We don't have to write any query here in MS SQL Server. We can directly import it. To insert the data into our this particular IPL database, that is to insert a table, I will just right click over here. We have to go in task, and in task you can go here and see here that is import a flat file. So I will just click on this. Then we will get this dialog box. You have to just click on next. Okay, then it is asking us where our file is located. So I will just click on browse. We have to find our file. So this is my file. So wherever the folder you have, you can go ahead and find and just click on open. Make sure, always remember, the file should be .csv file. Okay, it will not take the Excel file. It should be a .csv file, that is text file. Then it will ask you what should be the name of the table. So I will not change the name. I want this name to be for the table, and the schema is DBO, that is database object. Then I will just click on next. So it will give us some sample data which will be imported into our table. So the data looks good. You can see, yeah, all the data is looking good. Then we will just click on next, and all the columns are been, or the information of column is provided here. What should be the data type of that column, or we can change the data type here as well. And it is asking her like whether we want to give any primary key over here. So we know that for match, it will, this ID is the primary key for matches table. Okay, the next thing here, you can see there are different data types applied here. So n varchar 50. So we have to change this data type because city is a text data type. So we will change it to varchar 50. All right. The date is correct. So season we will change. All this thing we will change. For super or as well, if you see our data over here, so we can see super or is in the text format only. So we have to change the text over here. We don't want it into bit form. So we will change this as well. So we will change this to, let's take it as varchar 50. Similarly, for margin as well, if you can see in margin, here the margin values are in integer, but some values are there which are NA. Okay, that is the text value. So we will change that as well, and we will name it as uh, name it as varchar only. Okay, so I will change it to varchar 50 itself, and all other, wherever there is n varchar, we have to change it to varchar. So I will just do it quickly. So change this to varchar 50, this as well. So here we have varchar 50, but I will change this value to 100. Why? Because venue, text of venues are very much long. The 50 character will not fit into that. So we are increasing its size to 100 characters. Okay. So here as well, we will take varchar 50. Similarly, here as well, varchar 50. Do it here as well. Here and here as well. Okay. So check it once if everything has been done or not. Okay, perfect. Looks fine. Then click on next and click on finish. Okay, so you can see our data has been inserted. The message which you will get into this result, this should be success. There should be no warning or there should be no error here. Okay, if you are getting any error, you have to click on that error, and it will show you that what is the error. It will show in which particular field there is an error. Okay, and you can go ahead and change that. So I will just click on close, and I will refresh this. Okay, so I will just refresh this database by right clicking, and I will click on tables over here, and you can see these are the tables which are attached over here. All right, so this is the new table which has been imported. So if we want to see it in the form of queries, I will just right click over here, and I will click on new query. Okay, so now query window will open, and I will bring a table into visualization. So select star, from star means all the data, IPL, it will be DBO dot IPL, that is this particular database. Okay, so I will just run this query, and you can see our data has been executed, and you can see 950 rows are there. Okay, so 950 rows are been imported into our database, and if you can see, the total number of rows we have is 951, and it is counting the header, so it is 951. So actually the data is 950. So all the data has been imported over here. The next data phase file which we have to import here is the ball by ball. The same procedure we have to follow. I will just right click task, then go to our import the flat file, click on next, browse our file. So this is ball by ball. The file name should be same. I will just click on next, and again this is the sample data. Click on next, and we have here a the different data types. So same again we have to change here. So wherever you see n varchar, you have to change it to varchar 50. I will just do that quickly. So this is varchar 50. So non-striker. Okay, so the non-striker is timestamp. It is not timestamp. It should be varchar 50 again. So here as well, it should be varchar 50. Similarly here as well. So batsman runs are it is okay. So is wicket delivery, it should be again tiny integer only. Okay, it should be tiny integer. Then the player out should be varchar 50. This should be varchar 50. This should be again varchar 50. This should be okay. So you can note down the databases data type for each field, not database, the data type for each field. And if you are giving an error, you can go ahead and again change it. So I will just click on next. Let's see if it works. So it is in progress because the data for this particular table is almost more than 2 lakhs. Okay, so we can see we have got an operation as success. Okay, so we have imported our second table. Close it, and I will refresh this. Okay, so now go to into our tables. So we can see our second table has been also imported. So let's see the data for that particular table. So the name of table is DBA underscore IPL underscore ball underscore by ball underscore 2008 underscore 2022. Okay. So now we will just execute this query, and you can see we have got this data, and the data size of this data is here. You can see 225954 rows are there. And if we go into our file as well, and if we check the number of rows here, so it is here also, it is 225955. So one is extra of this header. So we have got a perfect data into our MS SQL server. So we have imported the data here as well. So I have taken a new file here to connect our Power BI desktop to SQL server, that is MS SQL server's database. So whenever you are taking a new file, here you have some options by default on your UI to connect it to your database. It is Excel, then some another are there. So the second option you can see, it is nothing but import data from SQL server. So this is the same thing which we are going to use. So I will just click on this, and it will ask us a server name and the database name. Okay, so whenever you are clicking on this server name, I will go back to our MS SQL server database. Here you can see the name of the server. Whenever I open this particular server name, I've also told you that same name we'll be using. Here you can see Swapnajit slash SQL 2022. This will be the server name for me. Whatever it will be written for you, that will be the server name for you. Okay, mostly it is the name of whatever the desktop or the desktop name, the system name, whatever it is there, that it is taking by default. So what I will do, I will just type it over here, that is Swapnajit forward slash SQL 2022. Okay. Make sure you are typing it correctly, and the name of database. So the database, this is the name of database from which we will be importing our data, that is IPL underscore database. It will give IPL underscore database. All right. So whenever I'm doing this, you have to just click on OK. So it will take some time to connect, and you can see it is bringing our databases file here. That is from Swapnajit, and this is the name of the database. All right. So for initially it will give you error. You have to try multiple times to connect it to our server. So first time it will give you an error. If not, then well and good. But if it is giving an error, close your database or close your Power BI desktop, reconnect it with that particular MS SQL server. Sometime it gives an error. So we want both the files. Okay, so we'll select both the files, and I will just click on load. Okay, so it will take some time to load the data into our Power BI desktop. All right, and after that we can see our data into our Power BI. Okay, so it has loaded our data. Then we will go in data view, and here you can see the data has been imported for both the tables. All right, and if you go into this relationship nodal, so here you can see by default, if you take hover a mouse onto this particular relationship, this will be highlighted. Okay, so it means that on which particular two fields this particular tables are being connected. Because this particular field names are same, so Power BI by default smartly connects it to that particular field. But if it is different, so I told you we have to delete this from here. Okay, I will, for now I will delete it. And if it is not, if there is no any connection in between this, So I will just take this ID and I will just place on this particular ID. So you can see one to many relationship, because in matches there is one single ID and here there are multiple IDs, like with same number there are multiple IDs. So we are getting one to many relationship. All right. And now what we will do, we will start designing our database. So I will just adjust this somewhat and I will place it over here. All right. So this is our main table and this is our secondary table. So now I will go into our data view. So let's say if you guys have or you guys don't have this particular SQL database installed, or if you are getting an error while doing this. So what I will do, I will show you how you can connect directly to your flat files as well. So I will just again take a new file over here and I will show you how to connect to our new what we can see. One more time I will show you. If you are not getting this particular thing, I will show you how to connect to your text file. Okay, so here we don't have any option for text file. We'll just go in, get another data source. Okay, so we'll take some time to open, and here you can see file is there. Okay, in file you have to click and here is there text file. You have to just click on text/csv connect, and these are the two files which you have to bring it. Okay, first we have to bring one file, click on open. Okay, and it will bring the first file and you have to just load it. All right, so this is the first file we have got, and for how to bring the second file I will tell you. Okay, so this is the first file. You can see the data over here for the first file. Go to our data model. Okay, so you can see here only there is only one file. How to add a one more file? There is option is called here connect to our one more data. Okay, so here you can see there is on drop down, so I will bring one more table here, and here you can see option that is CSV. I will just click here and I will bring the second file and I will just click on okay, and this is the file we want. I will just click on load. Okay, and here you can see this is our second file and it is automatically taking the relationship that is based on ID. I already told you this, I will not repeat it again. So in this way I have told you how to connect our Power BI desktop to three types of databases. You can use any type and you can build this particular dashboard. But for now, what I will do, I will just use one which we have connected by using SQL Server database. Okay, so this one we have joined it on our SQL Server database. Okay, okay, guys. So now we are done with the connection of Power BI to our databases. You can use any database, either MS SQL Server database or Postgres, or you can directly connect to Flatfile. It will give us the same results. Not to worry on that. So right now I am connected to MS SQL Server database. So next step is our data cleaning. But before doing the data cleaning, we will go into data view and I will give you quick walkthrough to our data, what data we have here. Okay. So we are in right now data view, and first we will see the matches data, right? So IPL matches data. So each ID here will represent the each match or a unique match over here. And the city represents where that particular match has been played. Date represents when it has been played, on what date. Season represents like in which season that particular match belongs to. What is the match number? Then team 1 and team 2 is nothing but in between which two teams the match has been played, right? So like team 1 versus team 2, likewise it represents here. Then we have venue, at which stadium this particular match has been played. All right. Then we have a toss winner. So between these two teams who won the toss, and after winning the toss, what was their decision? Whether they have taken or they have decided to field first or they have decided to bat first. Okay. On based on that, we have a winning team. Okay, which team has been won between these two particular teams? Then we have win by either. So you can see there are different values available here. So win by is nothing but whether they have win by wickets or whether they have win by runs. Wickets is nothing but if they are winning by wickets means they are batting second. Okay, and if they are winning by runs means what, they have batted first. Okay, means they were defending the score, and whenever they are winning by wickets, so they were targeting or they are trying to reach to their particular winning score. And some of the values are like there were no results, and some in some cases there were super overs also. All right, then what, by what margin they have won, then what was the method. All right, and who was the player of the match of that particular between these two teams, or what match they have played, who was the umpire of that particular match. Okay, so this is what we get the idea from this particular matches data. Okay, so as I always tell you, remember, always study your data first. 70% of solutions you will get there itself, and 30% work is nothing but you have to visualize or bring into picture what you have already studied into the data. All right. So next table we will see ball by ball. So I will click on ball by ball, and this is the table where multiple rows will be there, because for one particular match there will be around so many 300 to 400 balls, or like 240 balls will be bowled plus minus. Okay. So if you can see, ID is nothing but with respect to match, here the ball ID will be there, in which inning we are that playing, and this is nothing but overs. Okay. So whether we are in that first over or we are in second over, and which number of ball he has bowled, right? First ball, second ball. Then who was the batter when that particular ball has been bowled? Who was the bowler who was bowling? Who was at the non-striker end? All right. Then extra type is nothing but, if you can see, there are different extra types are there. Whenever we are bowling or bowler is bowling, if he has been byes, no balls, penalties, this all comes under extra type. Then batsman runs, after playing that particular shot, he has taken one run, or he had hit sixes, okay, or he have taken 5 runs, which will be likely an overthrow, or it was a dot ball. Zero means it was a dot ball. Three means he have taken 3 runs off that ball. Okay, extra run is nothing but it might be with respect to same which I told you, like on extra type. Okay, so if it is a wide, then extra run will be one. If it is a no, extra run will be one. Likewise. Okay. Then what were the total runs taken from that particular ball? Okay. So it will be addition of batsman runs plus extra runs. All right. Then this will be a non-boundary. Non-boundary is nothing but, if let's say, if I see the values over here, 0 and 1. 0 is nothing but uh, if that particular value is, we can say it is a non-boundary. So if it is batsman is taking 1 run, it means that it is a non-boundary shot. Okay, he have not hit 6 or 4. Okay, and if it is a 1, then it means that he has hit the boundary, or he has hit something fours or sixes. So that means that he has hit the boundary. So let's see if you want to see for 1, and if I click on OK, so you can see batsman runs are 4, means what, he have hit the boundary, or a 6 likewise. All right. So let's select all again. His wicket delivery is nothing but if that bowler have taken a wicket on that particular delivery. If player is out, or if he's out, then he will give us a NA or S likewise. What is the dismissal kind? Okay, so that particular bowler have taken a wicket with respect to, he has bowled him, or he was caught and bowled, or he was a hit wicket, or he has a LBW, or he was stumped out likewise. What was the kind of the dismissal? Okay, so who was the fielder involved in the dismissal, right? Like who did that particular run out, or who have taken that particular catch. Okay, and batting team is nothing but it is like who was batting first inning, who was batting in second inning, like. So this is a very detailed data in ball by ball, which we have connected to our first that is matches data. So this is overview of the data. Now let's see if there is any data cleaning is required into this data. Okay, so we will go back to our matches data. All right, so what you can do is, on very rough basis, okay, so you can go ahead and you can click on these 3 dots, and you can see what are the values involved in this particular table. Okay, or in this particular column, you can go ahead and you can see here. Okay, Bangalore and Bengaluru. Okay, so these two meaning are same, right? I guess as per my knowledge. So you can correct this, all right. So you can replace this value Bangalore with Bengaluru, or Bengaluru with Bangalore. Okay, so this thing you can do. This is nothing but I will show you how to do that. Okay, then there are different teams over here, right? So if you click on teams, right? So there are different teams are there, like Deccan Chargers is there, Delhi Capitals is there, then we have Delhi Daredevils. Okay, so I guess Delhi Capitals and Delhi Daredevils are same. Gujarat Lions and Gujarat Titans are same. I guess they are not same. But if you want to keep it as it is, you can keep it as it is. But if you want to, merge these two particular fields, that is Gujarat Lions and Titans, you can do that. I will show you. You can group the fields, right? You can do it directly in Power BI. But we will not do it here. We will keep them separate. Then we will see look for others. Okay, so you can see a Rising Pune Super Giant and Rising Pune Super Giants is there. Okay, so this is a spell mistake when they were entering the data. S is extra. Okay, so we have to correct this as well. Okay, so we will see how we can change this as well. All right, so now next thing is, in this also you can see there are different teams, and same here, Rising Super Giants S is extra. All right, so you have to change this for this column and this column. And next thing, winning team also, if we see, this is also teams over here, and winning team also you have to change here, Rising Pune Super Giant and Rising Pune Super Giants. All right, so we have to do this data cleaning. Similarly, in city also you can do this data cleaning. Okay, so that we can change Bangalore to Bengaluru. I will show you how to do this for teams, and the same you can do it for other particular. So I will show you it for team one. You can do it for team two. You can do it for winner team, and you can check the others as well, right? So in player of the matches, so there are multiple records. It is very hard to check. I usually check it by using SQL queries, but for here we will do some initial amount of or small amount of cleaning. So now what we will do to clean this data, we'll go into report view. Okay, we have come in report view. Here what you have to do is you have to click on transform data. Okay, so you have to go in home tab, you have to click on transform data. So what does it is do is it will use a Power Query editor to change our data, where you can fire some M queries, or you can do some UI clicking or functions directly available which can help you to transform your data. Okay, so I will just click on this and it will take us to new window, that is Power Query editor. Okay, and so now what we will do, I will click on IPL matches. All right, so I will just close this. So now IPL matches is what 2008 to 2022, and we have to change here this particular value over here, that is teams. Okay, so I will do it for team one. So I will select the team one. So easiest way to do it and find our value is I will click on this particular filter. I will deselect all and I will just select these two values. Okay, and when I click on OK, so these are the values which we have. And now what I will do, I will just copy this, select the Rising Pune Supergiants, any value, I will just control C. Then when first you are in home, you have to go in transform tab. Okay, so in transform tab, you have one value or one option over here called replace values. I will just click on those and it is automatically taking like what values we have to find. Okay, or if it is not, then you have to just control. Okay, so what you can do is I will just delete this and I will paste it over here. Okay, and again I will paste it. So what is that? I have to just remove yes and I will replace it with Rising Bunny Supergiant. Okay, so I have to just remove S and I will just click on OK. So you can see here all this particular Rising Pune Supergiant has been converted to one format or one particular value. And now what I have to do is I have to remove this filter. So you can see these are at right side and applied steps. You can see these are the applied steps on the data. So whatever what we can say steps you are performing in Power Query Editor, it will be shown over here. So first we have filtered rows. I want to keep the values. I will just click on this cross button on filtered rows. Okay, so I will just select it and I will just cross it and I will just delete it. Okay, so you can see we have unfiltered our rows again. And if you see here, the Rising Pune Supergiant is as in intact because we have not deleted the replace value. All right. So now the same thing we will do it for team 2, and you can do it for team 2 and all other what we can say winning teams also. So we have to do it here as well. So you can follow the same steps here. Okay, and what I will do, I will just do it for winning team first and you can do it for others. So one again, I will just select the Rising Pune Supergiants over here. I will just click on OK, Control C, go to replace values, paste it over and replace it with Rising Pune Supergiant. I will just click on OK. Okay, next thing what you have to remove this filter. So I will just remove this filter and delete it. All right. And when you see, you can see all the values are in intact over here. So in this way, you have to do this particular thing. You can do it for team 2. And one more thing, what you have to do is in city, you have to change this particular Bangalore to Bengaluru. Okay. You can either change Bengaluru to Bangalore or Bangalore to Bengaluru. All right. So in this way, you will have to clean your data. So after doing all the cleaning in Power Query Editor, we have to go again in home tab, and after home tab you have to just click on close and apply. So I will just click on close and apply and it will take back us to our Power BI, and it will take some time to bring all the data into our this particular Power BI, and let's see if that data has been changed. Okay, let's see the team one, and you can see the rise. We have only one value, that is Rising Pune Supergiant, which we have cleaned in Power Query. All right. So this was cleaning part. Now we will move ahead to our next step, that is data modeling or data. First, we will do data processing. Okay. So data processing is nothing but we will do some calculations in our data. You might have known the functions called date table. Okay, so date table is very much important in Power BI whenever we are working on dates. Okay, and it will be important for all the domains, let it be healthcare, bank domain, or sales domain. Whenever you are playing with date, you have to show year to date, month to date functions. That is, you have to use time intelligence functions. If you have to use time intelligence function, you should know how to create a date table. All right. So in our case, we will be preparing first date table. So I will go in data view first. Okay. And in columns or in, you have to go in columns here and you have to create here. Or first what we will do, I will go in tool tables. Okay, and here I will click on new table. Okay, so here I will create a new table. So it will ask you what should be the name of the table, and I will name it as calendar table. Okay, so you are creating a new table, and that table is nothing but date table, but I will name it as calendar table for here. And I will be using the calendar functions for it. Okay, so I will use a calendar function, and it is asking us what should be the minimum start date, or what should be the start date of this particular calendar table. And we will not choose any hard coded date. We will choose whatever date we have in our data. Okay, so we have to select the start date. Start date is nothing but the minimum date, and we will use the minimum function, and we will take the data from our match only. Okay, so we will take it from match date. Okay, so this will be our start date, and end date is nothing but same. We will take it again from data, which will be our maximum date. Okay, that is maximum of match date. Okay, and I will take this particular value, and I will close the bracket, and once again I will close the bracket, and I will just hit enter. Okay, so you can see our data has been populated. The minimum date where the first IPL match was played was 18th of April 2008, and the last match or the maximum match which was played is 29th of May 2022. So in this way, it will give us only relevant dates. It will not give us any extra dates which are not required, which will increase the performance of Tableau, or sorry, the Power BI. So now next thing what we have to do is we have created the date. We have to create one more field, that is we have to extract the year from this date. So for that what I will click, I will just click on new column. So we have to create a new column. I've just clicked on new column, and it is asking us what should be the name of column. It should be year. Okay. So I will select the year, and I will be using the same year functions over here. So I will select a year function, and it is asking us the date. So in this case, we will take this particular date. We will not use match date, because now we have created this date. So I will just select date, and it should be okay. When you take it up, you have to scroll it up, and it will give us the calendar table date. Okay, and I will just close this bracket, and I will hit enter. Okay, so you can see here it has extracted the values of year from this particular date field. Okay, so this was important for us because this particular date, that is 2008, 2009, this will be used as a filter for us, which will be representing a season of that particular IPL. Okay, so that is why we have created this date table. So now after creating a date table, when you go again into our model view, you can see a date table has been created over here. So I will just take it over here. I will bring it at the center. All right. So this is a date table. So now this extra table we have created in Power BI itself. Now what we have to do, we have to create a relationship between these three tables. Okay. So now we have a match date over here, and we have a date over here. So to create a relationship, what we have to do, I will just take this match date and I will place it over this date. Okay. So you can see a relationship or cardinality has been created over here, which represents one to many. Okay, to represent that here there is unique dates, and here there may be multiple dates for that particular date. Okay, so this is what we have created, a data modeling. Okay, so in this step we have completed our data modeling as well. So data modeling, what we have done, we have connected these three tables. So these two tables are coming from our database. This table which we have created in Power BI itself, which is called as a date table, which is used for time intelligence functions, and we have joined it on our date. So you can, if you hover on this particular noodle, it is giving us on which field it has been joined. All right. So now this was data modeling, and now finally we will start with our report building. Okay. So now to build the reports, we will come into our report view. So now in this report view, we will start building our dashboard, and we will start building our visuals. So first what I will do, first we will create an background for us. Okay, I will take a background image for us. So in this, first what you have to do, you have to go in format your report page. You have to go in canvas background, and right now it is no color selected. So I will just select browse first, and I will bring the background for us. So this is the background which we will be using. So I will just select, and I will add the link in description, so from where you can go ahead and download this particular background. So I will just click on open. Okay, so right now if you can see, the background is not visible over here. Why? Because the transparency of this particular background is 100%. So I will just reduce this, and you can see the background is now visible for you. All right, so now we will go again back, and we will do some canvas settings over here. So the vertical alignment is top, so I will just make it middle, so that the canvas or our dashboard will be that middle of this particular screen. now what we will do, we will start building our visuals. So first thing what we will do, I will add a title over here, and for to add a title, I will just click on insert and we will go in the shape. So just go in the shape and I will select this particular rectangle and I will just draw it over here. All right, so this is our rectangle. And what I will do, we will do some formattings on this particular rectangle. So select this particular shape, go into this shape particular here and select the corners as 5%. So we will be using as 5%. Then go in style and I will choose the color for our header. Okay, so the header of our dashboard, or that is particular IPL analysis, will be, I will choose the particular color which I have. Okay, as I will be using hashtag AD. Okay, you can use any color. I will be using hashtag AD5129. Okay, so this will be my color and I will be using the transparency of 25%. Okay, so this will be my header and I will just try to place it over here. And I will now select the shape, go in general, and in properties, for me, the width or height of this particular shape will be 60 and I will choose the width as 1250. Okay, so this is my shape. So I'll just take it at center now. Okay, so now by using navigation keys, I will make it perfectly center almost. All right. So now this is our title. The next thing what I will do is I will just select it and in the particular shape style, just turn off the border. Okay, I don't want border to this particular shape. Okay. Now what I will do, I will just add our title. So to add a title, you have to go in insert again, and here there is a text. Okay, and in text, I will type it as IPL analysis. Okay, so now select this particular thing and I will make it as CGO bold. Okay, so I will choose it as CGO bold, and for me the title will be of 28 size, and I will just reduce it now. Okay. Just cancel this and I will just select this again, bold, and I will choose it at 28. Okay, and now I will just reduce this, and now we will take it and place it over here. Okay, so try to place it over here somewhere. And now select this particular thing. Okay, select this particular text, go in properties, or first go in effects and choose as no background. Okay, and now select this particular text and we will choose it as white. Okay, so now this is our title which we have added here, and now we will start our design. So first what we will do, if you go in our already prepared dashboard, so this is our already prepared. So first we will do this KPIs. Okay, for the images we will add it at last. The first thing we will start designing our KPIs. Okay, so now first KPI we will design, and to take or to bring a KPI first, we will choose our KPI card. Okay, so this is the card which we will be using, that is a KPI card. And now we will try to add our values over here. All right, so now first thing what we have to do is we have to determine a title winner. So who is the winner of our that particular season? Okay, so now to select or to use that particular season, okay, so we have added one filter over here, that is season filter. Okay, so first we will add a filter over here which with respect to that particular season we can find our value, right? So now to add a slicer, here you can see a slicer option is there. I will just click on it. Okay, so first control Z, so I will just click on outside and I will just click on this particular slicer. You can see the slicer window have been opened over here, and it is asking us to bring a field from the slicer. Okay, so now always remember we will be not using this particular season over here. Okay, so this here we have a season field. I will not use this season field into this particular field. So I have created a calendar table which I showed you previously, and we have created a year field into that, and I told you we will be using this as a season. Okay, so I will just select this and I will place it into the fields. Okay, so you can see this slicer is showing as an it is showing as an range over here. Okay, so we will change this slicer style. Select this particular slicer, go into our format visual, go into slicer settings, and instead of between, choose as a vertical list. Okay, and in selection, or instead of vertical, choose it as drop down. We want is a drop down, and we want it as a multi select only, so we'll just keep it as multi select. I will just reduce it for now. Okay, just reduce it, make it like this, and try to place it over here. Okay, so place it over here, you can reduce it somewhat, right? So this is the way we will place it, and you can see there are different seasons over here available. So right now, it is we will select it all. Okay, so it is selected all. So what we will do first, we will select it only for 2022. Okay, so now the season or the year it is been selected is at 2022. What I will do is I will change the name of this year also. Okay, so we will change the name. I will just select this particular slicer, go to into format visual, and you can see slicer header. Okay, instead of year I will name it as season. Okay, so I will name it as select season. All right, and I will just increase this. Perfect. So now this is the filter which we will be using, and this particular filter will be used to filter out all this particular dashboard. Okay, so this is our main filter over here, and right now we have chose 2022. So when we deselect it, right now you can see all is been selected. Okay, so now we will select 2022. Okay, so we will see who was the winner for 2022, and with respect to operating our filter, we will see what are the different winners. All right. So now, main important coming to our season winner, who was our title winner. So the title winner will be, generated by using ball to ball matches. Okay. So I will just increase this. So this we will be using IPL matches, not ball by ball. We will be using this table, that is IPL underscore matches 2008-2022, where the data of all the particular matches are there, who own the match, and likewise. Okay, so now we have to create a measure over here. We have to create one formula. We have to use DAX query to determine the select season or to determine the title winner. So I will just right click over here and I will click on new measure. Okay. So make sure you are doing it on matches 2008 to 2022. Don't do it for ball by ball. Okay. And I will name it as title winner. Okay. So this is my title winner. And now we will write some DAX query over here. So first I will define a variable. Okay, so I have defined a variable, and now first what I have to do is I have to find a maximum date. Okay, so why to find a maximum date? So when you go into our data view, okay, and select for our ball by ball matches, so you can see in every season the last match played was the final match. Okay, and if it is the last match played is the final match, and who won that particular match will be our title winner. Okay, so in all season, this will be in all season. The last match will be our title winner match or the final match, and it will be for each year. So we have to find for each year we have to find out the maximum date, and for on that maximum date, we have written what our formula. We will be writing the maximum date. So first, I will denote a variable. So this is a maximum date. We have to find it. Okay. So now to find out the maximum date, I will be using a calculate function first. Okay, so we have to calculate the maximum date. Okay, and we will find out the max of date. Okay, so here we will take the maximum of calendar date. Okay, so we have taken a calendar date. Don't take the match date. Okay, we have already defined one table over here, that is date, and we have connected it with our match date. So we will be finding out the date from this table. Okay, that is from calendar date. All right, so I'll just close this bracket first. I will just close first bracket for this particular maximum. Then I will just click on commas, and it is asking us the second argument, what should be the filter. Okay. So now in filter, we will use one more argument over here, that is all selected. We will use a function called all selected. So now what does all selected? It is what does it do is returns all the rows in table. It will ignore the filter. Okay. So we don't want filter to be impacting this particular table. So we will be using all select, and it is asking us what should be the name of the column or name of the table. So it will be IPL 2008. Okay, so this is the name of the table which we will be using. I will just close this particular value. Now I will just use one more argument over here. It is asking us what should be the filter to, and it will be one more DAX function which we'll be using here is values. Okay, so in values, what does value does is it gives us the distinct value, or it gives us the unique value from that particular row which we have selected, or that particular table which we have selected. Right, and what should be the table over here? Again, it should be IPL. It should be not ball by ball. So here we have taken a different table, so it should be not ball by ball. It should be IPL matches. Okay, so IPL underscore matches. So this should be the table. It should be, because we are writing it on this table. Similarly, IPL underscore matches, and we will just close this bracket. and we will close one more bracket which will be for this max function. So this is our first variable, that is max date. So by using this function we will get our first variable, that is max date, and I will define one more variable. So to enter, what we have to do, we have to shift and enter. Okay, so to go on next line you have to press shift enter. Now next thing what I will do, define one more variable, and it will be our winner. Okay, that is nothing but title winner, title underscore winner. Okay, now we will find our winner. All right, and for that again we will use calculate function. Okay, so we have to calculate, and from here we will be using an expression called selected value. Okay, so I'll be using this function, that is selected value. What does it do is it returns the value where there is only one specified column. Okay, so now we have to select the value from one specified column. We have to not take it from all the columns, and we have to select it from which column, that is a winner column. So when two matches are over in between team 1 and team 2, we have one more column called as winner column, which I explained you while discussing our data. That is what winning team, or we call it as winning team. Okay, so this is our winning team. I will just close this parenthesis again and comma. Okay, so now what should be the filter condition? So what, that this maximum date should be equal to our calendar date, right? So this is our filter condition. So date, this, that is this particular, that is calendar date. Okay, you have to scroll this up. Okay, and you will see a calendar date. Okay, so this should be equal to our this particular value which we have expressed here, that is this particular variable. Control C, and we will paste it over here, Control V. Okay, so this should be our value, and I will just close this particular bracket. Okay, so I will just press again Control Enter, and now we want the return result. Okay, so we will return our result. 1 minute. Okay, so we'll just type it here, max underscore this particular date, and I will just close this, and I will enter it, and we will return now. Okay, what should it return? So out of these two variables, what we want to be returned as title winner. Okay, that is this. Okay, we want to return our title winner as an output over here, and I will just hit enter. Okay, so now we can say it has been accepted. I will just close this now, and we will take title winner. Okay, so I will just select first this particular KPI card which we have taken, or I will just delete this and you can take it again from here. That is this KPI card which we have taken over here. I will just reduce it. And now in this particular KPI card, which is asking us to add the fields, and we will take the new field which we have right now created, that is title winner. And you can see we have got our title winner as Gujarat Titans. So I will explain you one more time how the calculation works. Okay. So we know that the maximum or the final match is played on the last date of that particular season. Okay. So we have to find out the winner of that last date. So we have to first find out the maximum date from that particular season. Okay, and we have used the calculate function, and we have determined the maximum of date. Okay, and maximum date comes from this time intelligence, that is calendar function. And we don't want it to be filtered. Okay, so this particular table should not be filtered, so we have used all selected, and we want the distinct values from that particular value. So this is giving us the max date, and we have defined one more variable, that is title winner. So this will be the output for us, that calculate the selected value. Selected value is what, from this particular winning team only we want the output. Selected value is works in such a way that it should be taking the value from that particular column itself, that is winning team. And the filter condition is what, that this particular date, okay, the calendar date should be equal to maximum date, that is this particular date. Okay, when this condition satisfies, give us the winning team. Okay, this will give us the title winner. And what should be the output which we want as an output of this particular calculation is nothing but title winner. So in this way the calculation works. You can go ahead and search on Microsoft Power BI documentation what this all functions looks like. Okay, so this is a bit what we can say advanced function, but it is very important. You should know how to do this and how to determine the maximum date. All right, so in this scenario based questions are asked on this. So in this way we have found our titans, that is Gujarat Titans is our title winner. So let's check it for another seasons. Okay, so I will just select this. Let's check it for 2022. So 2020 it was Mumbai Indians, and for 2021 it was Chennai Super Kings. And one more thing, guys. So when we have selected all, okay, when we select all seasons, so by default it will give us the winner of latest season. Okay, so latest season was 2022 where Gujarat Titan was the winner. Okay, So if I select 11, it was Chennai Super Kings. If you go in the first season, that is for 2008, it was Rajasthan Royals. Okay. So in this way, we have designed our first KPI. And now what I will do, I will try to place it over here into our KPIs. All right. So for that, I will just go in insert and I will again insert a shape over here. That is this particular rectangle. Okay, I will just reduce the size, select the rectangle, go in shape, okay, and make it as 5%. I will just take it as 5%, then go in general, go in properties, and I will choose the height for it as 108. Okay, for me the height will be 108 and the width will be 240. Okay, so this will be my KPI card. I will just place it over here perfectly. Okay, looks good. And now what I will do, I will just change the color of background. I will go in shape, or I will first go in style, and I will choose the color over here. So for me, I will be using one more hash code over here, that is RBG code. And for me, it will be hashtag 414FB1. Okay, so this will be the code for me. And the transparency, I will be using it as 70%. Okay, so this will be my for, and I will add a border as well. So I will add a border to this, and the border color for me will be one more hash code over here, that is hashtag 41A4FF. Okay, so this will be my background, and the transparency for background will be 50%. That is for border. Okay, so I will just click on outside. So now this will be my KPI holder. So now we have to place it over here. First, we have to format this particular KPI. Okay. So before doing that, select this particular KPI, go in format visual, go in general, go in properties. Okay. So we will change this later. First, title. Okay. So we have to add a title. So first go in visual. Okay. So we will change the value first. Go in callout value. And here what we will do, we will take our font as Arial. Okay. So we don't want underlined. Okay. I will choose it as Arial and I will choose it at bold. And font size for me it will be 18. Okay, I will choose a font size as 18, and the color which I will be using it, I will just choose more colors from here, and I will be using a code over here as hashtag F0E199. Okay, so this will be the color for me. All right, perfect. And I will just, and category label is nothing but this title winner. I don't want this category label. I will add a title at top. Now go in general again. Okay, and in effects, okay, you have to go in effects, and background we don't want. Okay, we don't want any background over here. So I will just turn off this background. Go in title, I have to turn on the title, and I will add the title over here as title winner. So this is our title winner. Alright, just select this, or we don't need to select this. And now I will change the font of title winner over here is, let's choose it as Sijo UI semi-bold. Okay, so this will be my title winner, and the font will be 12, and I will make it as center alignment. Okay, horizontal alignment will be center, and the color which I will choose it this. Okay, this will be the color for me. So now I will just reduce this, nice and perfect, and I will place it over here. Okay, make use of arrow keys, and I will just place it over here. Okay, so I'm keeping some space over here because if you go into our dashboard which is already been prepared, you can see we have to add a picture over here which represents the trophy. Okay, we have to add a trophy image, and we will do it later. Okay, so now if you can see, when I go, when I have added this particular thing, so this particular is going back of this particular image, right? So means the KPI is going behind this shape. Okay, so what we will do, we will bring it forward, select this particular shape, go in format, okay, and click on send it backward. Okay, so when I click on send it backward, it will go backward, and the Gujarat Titan will come forward. That is the KPI. All right. So now this is our KPI which we have chosen over here. I will just increase the size somewhat, and now we will try to change the seasons. Okay. So you can see Chennai Super Kings 2020, it was Mumbai Indians, likewise. Okay. So this is our title winner. All right, perfect. And if you are not getting this particular, so when you click on select, when you click on send backward, it will not go backward. Click on multiple times. Okay. Click 3, 4 times, 5, 6 times, it will go backward. Doesn't matter. Okay. Next thing, what we will do, we will find out our orange cap. Now I will just select this particular shape, Control C and Control V, and I will just click on send backward. Okay, so when I click on send backward, it will not go backward. Click on multiple times. Okay, and I will just try to place it over here for our orange cap. Okay, and I will create one more instance, Control C, Control V. We will place it over here, all the instances. Control C, Control V. You can do it fast. Let's just try to adjust it somewhat. Perfect. Okay. So this will be our placeholders for our KPI. All right. So now next thing what we have to do is we have to create our orange cap holder. Okay. So I will just copy this, Control C and Control V. So we don't have to do much formatting again and again. And we will be using same KPI holder over here. So now select this. Okay, go to into visualization, just deselect this. Okay, so now we will add our own KPI over here. Okay, but we don't have to do formatting again and again because it will save time for us. Now second what we have to do is find out the orange cap holder. Okay, and with respect to orange cap holder we have to find out how many runs he have also made. Okay, now first we will find out the orange cap holder, and orange cap holder is nothing but the player, the batsman who was the batsman of that particular season. Okay, now we don't need this IPL matches. Now we have to focus on this ball by ball. Okay, because this particular table will give us what batsman run, how many runs he have made, who was the batsman likewise. Okay, so now we have a batter over here. What I will do, I will just bring this particular batter into our fields. Okay, so you can see right now it is giving Badoni. Badoni was the maximum first batter. Why it is giving us Badoni? Because it is with respect to with respect to alphabetical order. It is giving A Badoni as a first value for us, but it is wrong. So we have to do in such a way that it is giving us the correct orange cap holder. All right. So now what we have to do is I will take the batter. Okay, we want the first batter only. We want one batter. So I will just take this batter and I'll add it to filter on this visual. Okay, we have to filter on this visual only, and I will add it over here. Okay, and now instead of basic filtering, I will choose top one. Okay, top one is what we want. Top one filter. Okay, we want top one batsman by value, and by value is nothing but with respect to runs, how many runs he have made. So what we will do, we will take this particular batsman run and we will put it into values over here. Okay, so I will just put it into values over here. All right, and it is asking sum of batsmen, so we have to take sum of batsman runs and we want to top one value, and I will just apply the filter. So you can see Butler was in 2022, Butler was the orange cap holder. Okay, so we can cross check with this dashboard also. Okay, so let's check it for 2022. Okay, so he was the Butler. Okay, you can go ahead and check on official website also. And I want to remind you guys, like, what this particular IPL analysis data we have, there are some mistakes in the data. You might get some values like how many runs you have made, 2 or 3 runs. There will be some difference, plus minus 2 or 3 wickets, plus minus. Likewise, it is not an exact data. They have tried to give us the exact data, but some difference will be always there. Okay, so keep in mind that we will not get an exact value always. All right, so this is our title winner. I will just reduce this, not title winner, we have to change the name of this. So this is the Butler. Now we will change the title of this and we will change it to orange cap. So this is our orange cap holder. All right, so what we have done here is, guys, I will explain you. Okay, so we have taken a batter into fields we have to show, and we have taken a batter into our this particular filter on this visual. Filter on this visual means what? On this particular KPI only this particular filters will be applied. Okay. So if you are doing is on this page means on this entire page this filter will be applied. And filter on all pages means what? On this workbook, on all the pages this filter will be applied. So we want only on this particular visual. And what we have taken basic, instead of basic filtering, we have taken top n filtering, and we want first batsman, top one batsman, and by what value? By his number of runs made. Okay, so sum of batsman runs is nothing but the runs which we have made, and with respect to that we have got the Butler as a maximum run holder. Perfect. Now what I will do, I will just copy this, Control C and Control V, and I will add it over here. I will place it over here and I will add it again at the top. And right now what I will do, in general, I will turn off the title. And now what we have to find here is, guys, we have to find how many runs he have done. Okay, so now I will select this, go to into build visual, and I will deselect this. Now here we want number of runs made, right? So now you can see these filters are as it is. Okay, we want these filters, so that's why I've copied this. So don't delete these filters. We want these filters because we want top one batsman's runs. Okay, and with respect to who is the batter. So now instead of this, what we will do, we will take this batsman's runs and we will put it into fields, and we are getting these runs. That is 863 runs were made by Butler, and this filter are giving us the values. The same filters for orange cap will be the same filters for runs we are getting. I will just try to place it over here. Perfect. And what next thing what we want here is, guys, in front of this we want this runs value. Okay, so means what, we have to add a suffix over here which mentions that runs, these are the runs. Okay, so what we have to do for that, we have to write a calculation. So what I will do, I will just click on this ball by ball, right click over here and create a new measure, and here I will write as runs, or we can say batter runs. Whatever value name you have to give, you can give. And what we will do, we will use concatenate function. Means what, concatenate, what it does is it joins two particular fields. Okay, or joins two particular columns. So we have to concatenate this particular value with runs. Okay, so I will use concatenate function. Okay, concatenate, and it is asking what should be the text one. So for me it will be what, sum of batsman runs. Okay, because we have taken, for to calculate this, what we have taken, sum of batsman runs, so same will be the value for us. I will just select again this batsman runs. Okay, so this will be my first value. uh, just delete one bracket, comma. Okay, second argument, what should be the second text it is asking. So we want it to be hard coded, so I will just press double inverted comma, and one, I want one space. Okay, give one space and then runs, and then close your double inverted comma, close your bracket, and just hit enter. Okay, click on this particular function, close this, and instead of this particular batsman runs, I will just delete this, and this I will bring batter runs over here. And you can see we have got this value, that is 863 runs. Same value, just we have added runs over here. And now we will format this particular thing in here. We will choose this as white color. Okay, and value will be 17, and our font will be din. Okay, we will choose din as a font. All right. So in this way, we have determined our orange cap holder as well. Next, what we will do, we have to find out the purple cap holder. So I will just copy this again, Control C, Control V, place it over here, nice and clean, perfect, and select this visual. Now we don't want batter over here, okay, and we don't want these filters as well. So I will just delete these filters because we want it for bowler. So I will just delete this filter, and I will just delete this bats one. Okay. Now what we will do, we will take bowler now. So from ball by ball table, we will take bowler, and I will put it in fields. So again, with respect to alphabetical order, it will again give us the Badoni value, but we don't want Badoni. So now take this particular batter, and we have to put in visual. Okay, put on this visual, that is add fields here. All right. And now we want again top n filtering, and we want top one. And now in this particular thing, what we have to take here is, we have to take is wicket delivery. Okay, so if you see our data over here, I will show it in Excel only. So is wicket delivery is nothing but if that particular person have taken a wicket. So you can see one means what, he have taken a wicket over here. And who was the wicket? Whose wicket was that? Jaiswal. How he was the kind of the wicket was what, caught. He has been caught, right? So he has not been bowled or what. Someone has taken the catch of that particular. And who was the fielder who took the catch? That is Sai Kishore. Okay. So is wicket delivery is nothing but we have to take sum of this particular column, right? So we will go back to over here, and you have to find out is wicket delivery. So this is what is wicket delivery, and we will put it into filters over here. So we have to put here apply as a value. Okay, and we will click on apply. Okay, so now still it is giving us the Badoni only. So is wicket delivery. Okay, one second. I will just take it again. Is wicket delivery. Control Z. So delete this once. I will do it again. Select this, go to here, will delete this, take is wicket delivery and put it into these values and click on apply. Okay, so now it's not giving us yet the value. Now what we have to do is we have to choose our dismissal kind. Okay, so now to choose our dismissal kind, what we have to do here is, oops, okay, so you can see here, guys, what mistake we have done. We have taken a batter over here. We don't want batter over here. We have to take bowler. Okay, so I will just delete this. We don't want batter. For bowler, how can you filter it with respect to batter? So it was my mistake. I will just delete this. Take a bowler. Okay, so where is bowler? So this is bowler. Take bowler into this visual. So that is why it was not giving us the value. And in filtering, take top n. We want the first bowler, top one bowler, and with respect to his wickets taken, that is his wicket delivery. Put it over here and apply the filter. You can see Yuzvendra Chahal was the filter. All right. Then one more thing, more filter which we have to apply here is, you can see we saw here a dismissal kind. Okay, so I will just add a filter over here. Home filter. Okay, so we can see kind of dismissals. Okay, so if you can see there are different kind of dismissals, but you must know that obstructing the field, retired hurt, run out, stir, or we can say yeah, these things. Run out is not a wicket given to that particular bowler. Retired hurt is not the wicket given to that particular bowler, right? So we have to filter out these values into this particular bowlings, right? So now what we have to do again, we'll select this visual, go to dismissal kind and add one more filter over here, that is dismissal kind. And we have to select only those value which should be legal wicket to that bowler. So bowled wicket goes to bowler, caught also goes to bowler, caught and bowled also goes, hit wicket also goes to bowler, LBW goes to bowler. Then we have a retired hurt. Uh, uh, okay, Yene does not count. Yene means there was no wicket on that particular ball. Stumped go to bowler, and run out, retired hurt or retired out. This particular wickets does not go to this particular bowler. Okay, so we have to choose our correct orange cap holder, because with respect to one wicket also it will give us the wrong result. Okay, so this was our orange cap holder, that is Yuzvendra Chahal. You can go ahead and check the seasons data also. For 2022 it was Yuzvendra Chahal. If you want to change, let's change this. Okay, let's see for 2021. Okay, so for 2021 orange cap holder was Gaikwad, and we have to change, that is purple cap. I will just change this title. Select this visual, go to into format, go in general, and in title change this to purple cap. Perfect. So now let's see for different values. Let's see for 2017. Okay, so for 2017 David Warner was orange and Bhuvneshwar Kumar was the purple cap holder. Let's check more. For 2014 it was Mohit Sharma. In 2015 it was Bravo, and orange cap holder was David Warner. Similarly, let's check for 14. Let's check for 13. Okay, so for 13, Mike Hussey was the orange cap. Purple cap was again the Bravo in 14. Okay, let's check it for 15. Let's check it for 16. So in 16, you can see Virat Kohli made maximum runs in all the seasons right now. Nobody has broke his record yet, 973 runs, and Bhuvneshwar Kumar was the purple cap holder. Now what I will do, we have to find out the wickets over here. So I will just copy this visual again, Control C, Control V. Okay, and I will bring it down over here. Okay, and next thing what I will do, I will just off this title. We don't want title for this particular visual. Now filters will remain same here. Okay, filters will remain same. We will not change the filters. We will come to add our data visual, and instead of bowler we want here wickets. Okay, so we will take this his wicket delivery and we will add it over here. Okay, so he had 23 wickets in 2016 season. We will change it to, let's see, for 2022. Okay, so in 2022 Vijwendra Chahal took 27 wickets. Okay, so now we will just adjust it, but before doing that what we have to do, we have to add it wickets over here. Okay, so for that we will write one more measure, same we did it for runs. Okay, so I will just right click here, create a new measure, and we will name it as bowler wickets, and we will use same concatenate function. We'll use concatenate. Text one will be what, sum of is wicket delivery. Okay, and comma, the text two will be in double inverted comma, one space and wickets. Okay, close double inverted comma and one, close the bracket, hit enter. Okay, and now close this, and instead of this is wicket, close this, we will take bowler wickets here, and you can see 27 wickets is the value we want. And I will place it over here. Go to our visual, format visual, go in call out value. We want it to be white. and it should be 17, and we want the value to be displayed as din. Okay, that is, this should be the font for us. So I will just take it a bit down. Perfect. So in this way, we have determined our title winner, orange cap holder, purple cap holder. Next one, we will go ahead and find out our tournament success. Okay, I will just copy this again, Control C, Control V, and I will place it over here. Okay, and I will just increase the size of this, and let's take it somewhere here. First, we will change the title for this. Or first, we don't want any filters for this right now. Okay, so this particular visual comes with filters. Okay, so make sure these filters are deleted. Okay, so I will just delete this filter, come to our visual, add visual, and delete this color. So it should be clean, there should be no filter. If you are taking the same filters over here, it will give you the wrong results. Now we have to find out the success hit the bid by that particular batsman. Okay, so now coming back to our data here. Okay, so you can see here we have one column called batsman runs. Okay, so if batsman runs are 6, means what, he have hit a 6. If batsman runs are 4, means what, he have hit a 4. Okay, but one more thing is important here, guys. If you can see, we have to add one filter over here. That is nothing but a non-boundary. Okay, this particular is nothing but non-boundary. Non-boundary means what? He have taken the 4 runs. So if I select one as a full filter over here, so here you can see he have taken the he have hit he have the batsman run have scored the 4 runs, but it was not with respect to hitting a boundary. Okay, he might have scored these 4 runs by running. Okay, or by overthrows. Okay, similarly for 6 also, he might have taken the 6 runs, or he might have done the 6 runs, but it might be with respect to a overthrow. Okay, so this, remember that we have to filter out these values. Okay, that is uh, with respect to our non-boundary. Okay, so you can see non-boundary. So we have to use this filter over here. So I'll just select all, click on OK. So, and coming back to our Power BI. So now we have to take batsman runs. Okay, so this is our batsman runs, and I will add it into fields. Okay, but we have to find number of 6 hits, count of 6. Okay, so count of 6 is nothing but we have to change, instead of sum here we will take count. Okay, don't take count distinct, take count. So these are total number of batsman runs, count of these batsman runs, but we want only for 6. Okay, we want only for 6. So take 6 batsman run and put onto this particular, sorry, take this, select this particular visual first. Okay, we have to select the visual, take this batsman runs and put it onto the filter. Okay, all right, and now we have to choose the value, which value we should want. Okay, and now there are different values over here. Okay, we'll just delete this, take again, where is that? Okay, this is the batsman runs, take it into here, and instead of advanced filtering, okay, take the batsman runs, not the major you have taken. Okay, take the batsman runs, and we will choose basic filtering. Okay, so in basic filtering, what we want, number of sixes. Okay, we want only number of sixes hit by that particular, in this particular total season, how many number of sixes are hit. So we'll choose only 6. Okay, and one more thing what we have to do is, right here we have to take one more filter over here, that is that was non-boundary. Okay, so non-boundary, and we have to choose it basic filtering again, and it should be 0. Okay, so always remember it should be 0 value. All right, means what, if it is 1 means what, that particular season, or in that particular season, that particular batsman have taken the 6 runs, but it was not by hitting the 6, but it might be with respect to the overthrow. So first, now we didn't have that 1 value, so I will just select all seasons over here. So select all seasons over here, deselect this, and now here it is all, select this visual, and now select, we have 1 value, right? So it should be 0 only. All right, don't do anything changes. Now we will go to 2022. So you can change the title from here. Now go to general, change the title and name it as tournament success. Okay, so these are the tournament success hit into that particular season. I'll just take it bit down, or I will just increase its size. This is fine, and we will change the value for this is what, we will make it, let's say 28. Okay, so it looks good. Next thing we have to find out force. Okay, so we'll just copy this and we'll paste it over here. Perfect. And now we have to find out force. What change we have to do here is only in filter. Okay. So instead of force, instead of 6, what we will do, we'll change this and we'll choose it at force. Okay. So these are number of force here. Not much change is required. Instead of 6, we'll just take it as 4. All right. And now what we will do, instead of 6s, we should change the title. Select this visual, go into this particular format visual, general, and in title you have to choose it as force. Perfect. And now try to change with respect to filter. Let's see it for 2021. Okay. So for 2021, title winner was Chennai. Orange cap holder was Gaikwad. The runs which he have made was 635. Purple cap was Harshal Patel, 32 wickets. Number of sixes were 687 and fours were 1550. Okay. And if you want to select for all the seasons, so just deselect this. It will give us the data for all seasons. You can see all is the value over here. So all in all the seasons, the latest winner was Gujarat Titans. Okay, this will give us the latest winner. Orange cap holder is nothing but in all seasons who had made maximum runs in all IPL seasons. Okay, the what we can say sum of runs in all IPL seasons, and it is obviously the king Virat Kohli, and he have made 6634 runs, and who has taken the maximum wickets till now. It is the champion DJ Bravo, that is 183 wickets. The total six hits in all the tournaments are 10,660 or whatever it is, and fours are like approximately 25,000 fours have been hit in all the seasons. Okay, and you can filter it and check it for that respective season or which season you want, and this gives us the very good insight for an whoever are the stakeholders of this particular project. Okay.